guys, this is JT Mobamba, and I'm going to be talking about how entertaining software development can be. The entertaining thing about software development is that you can try and make your own business or make money out of creating software. Entertaining ideas is by placing advertisements in your softwares. Say for example, softwares like Facebook's, they have advertisements placed all over the application. So whenever they upload the application, whether it might be inside Play Store or Apple Store, they have an advertisement, and that advertisement inside the application allows people to click. And when people click on these advertisements inside the application, that's when Facebook earn revenue. So that's the main way they gain a sort of income by creating the apps, by placing advertisements. The main key programming languages that most software developers use is Java and Python. As you know, most application is made by Java, since there's a high demand in Java in the IT industry. So when software developers try to use Java, they're trying to create a functionality within the application so that they can market themselves as they are capable of creating a software application. Java allows you to create object-oriented programming, so that allows you to manipulate the classes through the Java, which would allow you to manipulate database and whatever that is through the programming inside the Java. Inside Java, because it's so oriented, it means that the database and the Java itself can interact through different programming language, which might be SQL database linking with Java. So when these types of stuff get interlinked, that's when database file handling comes important, and that when object-oriented programming has a serious part in these kind of processes. First thing you must be able to do in software development is that, say for instance you're trying to upload your app in the Play Store, the first way you might as well upload your application from Java is by getting approval from Google, because Google from the Play Store approve if your application looks valid or simple. If there's enough quality that people would like to go on your application and is a bit marketable for them to advertise you inside the Play Store, that's when Google will verify your application inside the Play Store. But first you have to sign up to Google Play Store app, and say for instance sign up to Google programming place or Google developer stuff, where it allows you to upload your Play Store app wherever it is inside the Play Store. And some of the time when there's a place in Google, allows you to upload your stuff in Google developer thing, whatever it is. That when you place your files, which will be your Java files, your SQL files, which was object-oriented, that's when Google verify if it's valid. And when Google checks the validity of your application, that will mean that they will check if it's suitable for clients to view your application. And when that happens, that's when Google allows you, validate you to the Play Store. And the other way where you would gain your income, once your application is inside the Play Store, your app or Apple Store, now you would have to try to market your ideas, just like, say for instance, paying for Google advertisements. When you pay for the Google advertisements, that's when generated traffic or people come to the software to click on many things or to visit your app. But the first thing you might as well do is by going to the Google what's it called? Google advertisements, Google ads, say for instance like that, and then people would go and visit your app. Other way, once you finish all these processes, the other way you would generate income is by setting a price for your app. Say for instance, you can create a paid application and a free version of your application. There's two ways like you can convince people through your market strategy. First, from the paid application, you might as well say, oh, deluxe version, and then you'll just have the one that's for free, you would have it for like, oh, simple version, whatever, or just write as a direct name for your application. And that's when people would know the difference, whether it is special or it's just a normal application, because the paid application is the one that's special. So when you set a price for your application, mainly people might not even pay, because most applications that are inside the Play Store are already special, and you don't have to really pay for most of the application in the Play Store. That's why when people might see your application, they might not pay, because they are better enhanced inside the software. The most important ways to be more productive in your softwares is by always doing trial and improvements as you're going through your softwares, because sometimes you might not know how to create a application itself through Java. I mean that you would have to go through a lot of YouTube channels to see if you've corrected or done the right thing, so that you can know what to successfully do while you're doing the thing that you're trying to create. The most entertaining things about software development that I like is that you can create a lot of income by creating softwares, and you can do all of these by many ways of strategies. Say for instance, reaching out to people, or just like simply just creating one application so that many people can visit your application. Guys, this is JT Mobamba, and I'm done with the video.